Hello everybody. Our today's topic of discussion is population and sample in research. Regarding the contents of this video, first of all we have to know what is population, then what is sample, then why we will use samples in the research, and what are the interrelationships between the population, sample, individual and variables and all. Some books are referred here for your uh, knowledge gathering, and lastly few questions are given to test yourself. Let's start. So what is population? Population is the number of all the organisms of the same group or species who live in a particular geographical area and are capable of interbreeding. So this is the definition, actually, well to say, it is the biological definition of the population. First we have to understand this because we all comes under biology. So it is the number of the organisms of the same group or species. For example, if we take human, so we are belongs to the same group or species, that's the Homo sapiens, who live in a particular geographical area. That means the Indian people lives in India, then the Australian people lives in Australia and are capable of interbreeding. That means they can continue breeding and can uplift their generations. In statistics, population is a vast group of individuals from which a statistical sample is taken for research. Now, in statistics, how the population can be explained, that we are going to have a research on implementation of some drugs on a particular group of people. So all the people belongs to this particular group. For example, so to the senior citizens, so from 60 to 65 years of age, so their population. But when we are choosing some people from there who will tell us that what is the changes they are feeling or what is the effect they are feeling after taking that drug, so they are considered as a sample. So this is the difference between population and sample. Now, subpopulation is another important term in the case of research, a subset of population that shares one or more additional properties is called a subpopulation. Let us see the example. All the Indian people are considered as a population. All the Indian women are considered as subpopulation. Likewise, all the animals in a jungle is considered as the population of the whole jungle. All the elephants of that particular jungle are considered as the subpopulation. Now, what is sample? In statistics and research, a sample is a set of individuals or objects collected or selected from a statistical population by a particular procedure. So, if we target a particular population for our research, then that whole population may not be possible to get involved in that particular research. So we are choosing a group of people from that particular population to be used as a sample in the research. So sample represents a population, well to say. So sample is a part of the whole population. A complete sample is a set of individual from the parent population that includes all of objects that satisfy a set of well-defined selection criteria. For example, a complete sample of Indian men taller than 5 feet would consist of a list of every Indian man taller than 5 feet. That means if we think that what is the physiology of the Indian men who are taller than 5 feet, if this is the topic of our research or if this is the hypothesis of our research, then we will take the sample, say of 1000 or 500 men, Indian men taller than 5 feet, and we will examine all the physiological details, and we will note down all the physiological details of that particular group of sample. Now we can say that wherever the Indian men resides, in whatever the corner of India, and if that particular man or particular man is above 5 feet, these are the general physiological criteria for that particular man. But it would not be include the American men or Indian women or people shorter than 5 feet. So, because we have been researched only with the people or only with the men who are taller than 5 feet. We have not included from some other country or the Indian woman or the people who are less than 5 feet. So, whatever the research we have done and whatever the result came out, that is only for those people or those Indian men who are taller than 5 feet. So, this is the example of the complete sample. Now, why we will use sample in the research? So there are basically three reasons. Number one is it is impractical to survey every member of a population. Very true, because if your aim of research is that you are going to know or you are going to list down that how many people are suffering from diabetes mellitus in the whole world. So if the whole world, all the diabetic patient of the whole world is represented at as the population, so it is not practical or it is impractical to survey each and every member of the whole world who comes under the population. So what we have to do? We have to take a group of people who are accessible to us to do our research. So point number one was it was impractical to survey every member of a population, so we take samples to complete our research. Number two, allows for inferences about the characteristics of a population. Now, if we continue from the previous example, we have tested or we have carried out our research with 500 diabetes mellitus patient, and we came to inference that these patients have the blood sugar level of that height. If these patients undergo some hematological problem, then that will be like that. Their physiological complications may be like this, etc., etc. So that particular inference which you are drawing out from your particular research resembles to the whole population, because you are not be able to take the each and every person of the whole world who are suffering from this diabetes mellitus. So that particular sample of 1000 or 2000 or 3000 represents the whole population. We can get an idea that okay, if a patient is suffering from the diabetes mellitus, then he or she may have this type of problems or this type of complications. So a common inference can be drawn. Number three, samples can be helpful representations of the population in question. Definitely. If we are taking the samples from a huge population and we are going to do the research on some particular topic, so definitely that particular group of sample will represent the whole population, whatever the topic may be. So these are the three reasons why we take samples instead of population in the research. Now we will understand what is the relation between the population, sample, individual and variable. So this is the whole population. Understand it very carefully. This big circle is the whole population. Okay. So from this big circle, that much person is taken as a sample. Okay. That much person. The different color actually indicates different types of people. Okay. So this is the whole population. This part is taken as a sample. So this is the sample. So what is the relation between population and the sample? Population is a whole, sample is a part of that whole. Now from the sample you choose few individuals. Okay. So, what is the relation between the individual and the sample? The particular people who are chosen from the sample are called the individuals. Now you can research on the different types of qualitative variables and different types of quantitative variables, like you can measure the age, then height, then weight, then hemoglobin concentration, then respiratory rate. These all are quantitative variables because these are the numericals. Age maybe 46, 26, 23, whatever. Now, qualitative variable means what is the eye color, means eyeball color. Then what is the style of the hair? Is it straight or it's a curly or like that? Then what is the skin color? Like these are the qualities, qualitative variables. So this is the relationship among the population, sample, individual and the variables. Now, how the research flows from the population to the subject. Now, this is the whole population, this outside circle, okay? This is the whole population. Now, this is our target population on whom which are going to we are going to do our research, determined by the sampling criteria. Means, if in a locality, let us discuss with an example. If in a locality there are a huge amount of people are living, so that is the population. Now, our research topic may be how many of that people are suffering from eye disease or they use specs. So that is our target population, the person who use the specs. So then comes the accessible population, means who are available to the researcher. All the target populations may not be accessible because some of them may not move, some of them may may reside in a very remote area from where it is a very troublesome to come to the particular place of the research. So there are various criteria for which all the populations or the target populations may not be accessible. Now, those are accessible, they constitutes sample. So, selected with the sampling method. Now, from the sample, this part, that is the subject, research participant or the informant, from which whom we are going to get the information about the use of the specs in the locality, or for how long time they are using the specs, or what for they are using the specs, what type of specs they are using, and so on. So from the population, from there comes the target population, from there comes the accessible population who are accessible to the research worker, then comes the sample who actually selected by the sampling method, from then comes the subject who actually participates in the research work. So this is the way how the research flows from the population up to the informant or the research participants. So here are the name of few books for your ready references you can go through. Here are some question, friends, which you have to prepare by yourself. All the answers are given in the video. So thank you very much for your patient listening. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe my channel, because regularly one or two new videos on education are uploaded in this channel. The person who are only enjoying the channel, gathering the knowledge from the channel but not subscribing, I request them to please subscribe the channel. Don't forget to like and share. So long. Wait for the next video. Bye bye.